All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to title this lesson, Famine. And we're seeing the perfection of this prophecy. This great famine that is set to befall America. And as you can see the article, this is what's going to contribute to this great plague. And as we get reports concerning, dealing with food and water, it becomes more intense. It was a point in time where you hear about recalls. It was a recall on beef. It was a recall on chicken, But now the reports are out. Long ago are the days of hearing about recalls. The new thing is hearing about just the warehouse itself that process these things being burned down. And the famine is making more and more sense. Just the idea of it, you got to actually entertain this idea concerning these reports that's coming forth. And as well as for judgment's sake, to combat the pride of these people, man. And this is one of the major players Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to send to America. So this is from theboston.com. And it reads, chickens killed in fire at Connecticut egg farm. And there has been a talk that, the prices of eggs. And now we see why. It says the building that caused that fire was large, about 300 to 400 feet long and 2 stories high, and housed an unknown number of chickens. See? So this building, pretty much, like I said, this is more intense than hearing about a recall. The spot that actually produce it, packages, whatever the case may be, it has burned down. And this is one of many. It says Connecticut authorities are investigating the cause of a fire at a large egg farm that burned for hours and killed a number of chickens, fire officials said Sunday. So even back then, during the time of the Crown Vic, you had the dairy products to be thrown away, a slew of cattle to be slain, BG buying the farmland. These are all the work, of all the makings of a great work of Yahweh Shemel Shai, this great famine that's going to consume these people. It says the fire at the Hillendale Farms property in Bosra. That's the spirit. It said in Bosra was reported about 1 p.m. Saturday and drew dozens of firefighters from the area. Officials said the blaze was extinguished Saturday night. The cause was not immediately clear. I jumped down. It says Wade said Sunday that he could not confirm local media reports citing the Salvation Army that around 100,000 chickens were killed. See? And they were saying, so that's it, man. What else could we tell you? What else? Just like in the days of Noah, only thing Noah could do was expound unto you the flood. And that's what we're doing. We're expounding unto you the evils that's coming. Let's get that in the book of 2nd Ezra 16. 2nd Ezra verse, it's like 2nd Ezra 16 verse 18. It reads, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death. See? And some is in the beginning shows is a build up, is a climax to it. But it's the beginning, so it's certain signs that show that we are in the midst of these things, the beginning stages of it. For an example, this article. To let the people know there was another warehouse burning. That's the beginning that's what's going to contribute to this great famine. That's going to contribute to that great death, the lack of resources. It says the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? See? And it tells you how the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. So we see these things coming. So we making Yahweh Shema Shai our refuge, man, to preserve us from these things to come, because it's inevitable. Why do you think Noah built the ark? He couldn't just move to the highest mountain. No, the ark was the only thing that was going to be able to withstand that time. And it's by the way of this word now. But as you can see, Ezra was given, a foreshadowing of these things that's going on today. And his response was, what shall I do when these evils shall come? So just going back, that it's inevitable. What shall we do? Hide in Yahweh Shema Shai. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. So it says, behold, meaning what? These things are on display now concerning the plagues of Yahweh Shema Shai, the tribulation, the anguish that's taking place upon the planet Earth. Especially the famine. Hearing about different shortages. And like I said, you don't hear about recalls no more. You're hearing about the whole warehouse burning down. You have to entertain the idea of a great famine to take place upon America. How fitting is that judgment? How fitting is the judgment of the famine in the most obese country in the world? To where it's a thing called a food eating contest. Even the series 600-Pound Life. What plague is fitting for that moment, man? Mukbangs and, that famine, man. Matter of fact, before I go back, let's get down to the book of Revelation 18. Revelation 18 and verse 7. It reads, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. See? So these people have been living, pretty much a lavish life. Even those that's at the bottom of America, you got an app to where, Grubhub can bring food to your door, man. Something as subtle as that. You can get some tenders right on the fly, and they'll come to your door. But that's just scratching the surface. But the point is, that this place is surrounded by food and sex, the pleasures of the flesh. And suddenly it's going to be taken away. It's going to be traded in with sorrow and torment. And one of those things that's going to contribute to it is that famine, man. It says, for she said in her heart, I see the queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's pride. See, this is the medicine for pride. This is the humbling agent for pride. Famine. So you can't play it off when you're hungry. Even if you try, your mouth might say something, but your stomach's saying something different. You might say you cool on the wings. You don't want them. But your stomach's saying, no, I need them. And when you read, I believe it's Deuteronomy, the 8th chapter talks about how the Lord humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger. So they show you that the plague of the famine is an humbling agent. This is how the Lord is going to combat the pride of these people. It said, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. See? And she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, who judgeth her. See? So, this is the prescription. Death, mourning, and famine. This is how these people are going to be humbled, man. And we seeing it now. The Lord is increasing the famine. Before I go back to 2 Ezra, let's get this real quick in the book of Ezekiel. Chapter 5 and verse 16. It reads, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. See? So it's Yahweh Shema Shai that's sending the hit. The Lord ain't shying away from that. The evil arrows of famine. And guess what? That is going to be on a sudden. Otherwise, it's an arrow. You know, you're dealing with archery. That's concerning. That's a weapon of silence. And that's how it's going to be with the famine. Suddenly, Publix don't have nothing else in there no more. Suddenly, you know, your local stores would not even have you know what I mean? Hold on, just a head of lettuce still in there. That's gone. It said, which shall be for their destruction. See? In which I will send to destroy you. See? And I will increase the famine upon you and will break your staff of bread. And we seeing this process now. Yahweh Shema Shai is increasing the famine. And we seeing this process by the way of hearing about recalls, and now to the point where it has took it a step further where the whole building itself is just being burned down. You know? So going back to 2 Ezra chapter 16. 2 Ezra 16 in verse 21, it reads, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. See, and that's the snare of the Lord. Having the sons of men snared in an evil time. It says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth. See? And it tells you how to end. Watch it for thee. These people are oblivious to the workings of Yahweh Shema Shai and how the Lord is getting down in the earth right now. These events are not random. You know? These are an effort to overthrow, you know, the wicked, which is the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and all those that are joined with them. You know, and that's what we're seeing. The evil is born upon earth. You hear more about war, more about, you know, sedition among men, uprisings and protests and economic failures and things of that nature. Is evil and only evil. It says, and then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. See, that perplexity. And we were seeing these things as coming to its height. That's by going back to verse 18. It talks about the beginning of it. So the show is an end. And that's when it's going to be in its fullness, man. You know? And that famine is going to be a famine like no other, to where cannibalism is going to be a thing. You know? And this is the medicine for the pride of these people. It talks about how many great miseries shall be done to them, to those that walked in great pride, man. So how fitting is this plague in this lifetime? So yeah, I just hold to edify. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect. The teachers word in our true faith and sincerity. DTA and Bible. Soon. Very soon.